Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hot Topics with Jaden O'Neil. I know it's been a while, guys, but life has life. The Diddy trial got a little boring. And there was just too much happening, right? I felt like every time I turned around, there was another lawsuit was coming up against a black man in like the last couple of weeks. And just like, what is happening? What exactly is happening in the world right now? We know the Diddy trial right now is going on, right? So Diddy is now in like the final stages of the trial. The prosecution is going to rest its case this week, and then it's going to move on to the defense, which is Diddy's side of the actual trial. I found out that they're not even going to have a witness. How do you not have a witness? But then it's like, what do you actually know, or what do you have where you're going to blow this out of the park to where it's like no other, like a juror isn't going to have like a doubt in their head? The prosecution has been on here for 28 days. I'm exhausted. It got boring. It became stale. They were reading text messages. They're reading text from something. Then the other part is, we can't say what's happening in the courtroom, so it's like redacted information that's being released out. Okay, I get that, but boring. Then it was like they wanted I feel like we focused too much on the freak-offs, right? If it's me, once you get to the first and second, if they're all the same, just mention it. He had a freak-off with this person, freak-off with that person, freak-off with this person. Okay, he had freak-offs. He loved to have sex, right? We get it, people. We get it. Like, it's not one of those things where it's like, I know people that have threesomes all the time or foursomes all the time. So it's like, the only issue that I'm seeing is he paid them. But come on back. Come follow me. Do you charge the person that is paying the escort or something of that nature, or the worker, or do you charge the person who is paying versus the actual worker, or do you do both? Why isn't it just the worker that is charged if they're actually doing something that is illegal? They're offering the service that's illegal. But when you look at things in the grand scheme of things, right? How many people have actually been in a relationship or been with someone and was like, oh, well, he about to pay my bills, or she gonna do this for me, or oh, she gonna let me drive her car around all day, or whatever the case is? I feel like it is a bartering system when it comes to relationships and you having sex with somebody. So why isn't everything looked at like that? Like, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, we're not married, anything like that, but I'm paying your rent, and then I'm like, oh, because I'm paying your rent, you feel obligated. Not, oh, I made you do this, or oh, I did this, and it was like, oh, we need to do this, or else, like, I'm out. Does that mean that that's coercion? Like, is it? Is it really? Or is it just me saying, hey, this is what I want, this is what I'm giving you, if you're not going to give me what I want, then I'm out? There's no issue with that. I can be out. I can leave. I can walk away from this that we have going on. You know what I mean? I can walk away from it. We don't have to do this. This is not a thing. We don't have to. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know if the prosecution has proven their case without reasonable doubt. And I think that's where I'm very conflummixed. Like, yeah, we can say, Diddy had done some things according to the tape where he was abusive. Yes. Did he probably cuss people out, tell them to go to hell, tell him to do all this other stuff? Yes. We watched this man on Making the Band. We know he had a wild temperament. I get it. I definitely get it. But I'm just looking at the other aspects of the actual charges that were brought against him. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Child, it is hot. I don't know where y'all at in the world. But it's hot, okay? I got my little fan. I call it my Oakley fan because Angela Oakley has his fan every time. From the Housewives. Every time I see a scene with her, she's like, yeah. I love it, but I'm hot. It's hot. It's been hot. I'm in the Northeast. It literally went from being, like 65, raining, maybe 75 on a good day, to being like 100 degrees. I'm hot. Okay? Like, it's hot. But, anyway, back to the Diddy trial. Right? Little side note, right? I don't know if they've proven the case all the way. And I don't know. And the fact that the defense is not even... I don't even know if the defense is really going to fight, because I feel like they think that they have won. Because they too feel y'all didn't really prove anything. Everything is like happenstance or circumstantial, and the real thing that y'all proved is not what he's being charged for. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know how we're going to actually... I don't know. But baby, 4th of July is here, and they said by the end of 4th of July the case will be over and we will have a verdict. So we got about 2 weeks, so they probably will rest their case and do closing remarks probably on Friday, maybe Thursday going into Friday, both parties. And then next week will be deliberation and over the weekend. So I don't know, baby. I don't know. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, I do not know where this will really go. I'm just not. I just don't know. I don't like not knowing. I like to have like, I know this is going to happen, but hey, who knows? Now let's talk about another prominent black man in entertainment. Fat Joe. Yes, Fat Joe. Fat Joe has received a lawsuit from a man in regards to, y'all know it, sex and coercion. Baby, is getting. If anybody has done anything in hip hop or black celebrities, if you have anything in your closet, y'all need to come out now, because I don't know who opened up the world, the world to whatever is happening right now, but the day of reckoning is coming, and I don't know what's happening, right? So a former employee of Fat Joe is suing him now for over $20 million about sexual harassment, coercion, and a couple other things. The guy alleges that he was put in the positions where he had to do these things in order to keep his job with Fat Joe, and a couple other things. It even mentioned that he had some type of sexual activity over 4,000 times over the course of 15 to 16 years with Fat Joe. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Because from what I read, now I only read it online on the New York Post, right? So coming from the New York Post, it wasn't that very in-depth or anything like that. It was kind of like an overview. But if you guys do want me to go deeper into it, I will pull the actual court documents and like pull it out, highlight the significant stuff, and we can go, section to section and charge to charge about it. Like, I have no issue with that. But it's just one of those things where you're just like, okay, but he didn't have, from what I'm seeing, he didn't have intercourse with Fat Joe. This is all about him basically becoming a worker, basically. And I'm not sure where this is going to go. Like I said, all of this is alleged. He said that he had to perform in an orgy on a yacht. And then it's also been taken. All of these things have also been around the world, such as Europe and in Spain and things of that nature. So I don't know. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. Like, every time I turn around, there is another lawsuit against another prominent black man or ethnic man. I'm just like, okay, how did we get here? Is it truly a shakedown, right? Because right now, Fat Joe's lawsuit is only a civil lawsuit. It is not criminal at the moment, right? Diddy's lawsuit started as a criminal case. Okay? Started as a criminal case. I mean, not criminal, sorry. As a civil case. Started as a civil case. Then it became criminal because word got on the street, oh, he's doing that. Let's look into this. Let's take it further. So it's like, are they just waiting for civil lawsuits to happen now? Because they don't have anything that's going on. I'd rather them get the drug dealers off the street. I'd rather them get murderers off, like actual murderers off the street. Clean up the cities, like work on bettering the culture, work on the homelessness that's happening in the world, like in our country. Like, I just feel like the focus is so distorted at times, and it's like, oh, we gotta go to this person who's worth this amount of money because we feel like they did this and we can connect them to that. Why? And I don't mean to come off sounding like I don't care about true victims or about things like that, because I do. I truly do. But I just feel like there's other ways to spend taxpayers' money when people are not actively trying to do a criminal lawsuit, right? If someone tries to sue you for something, and like, oh, I feel like you wronged me in this, or I feel like you did this, that's a civil lawsuit. They didn't go to the courts. They didn't go to the criminal department and say like, hey, I want to press charges against this person because they did this to me. That is completely different. But when someone opens up a civil lawsuit, it is about money and money only. It is not about, oh, I want them to go to jail. It is, I am being vindictive, so I'm going to get them where it hurts. Or I'm going to get what I feel is rightfully owed to me. It is what it is. Like, I can't, I actually cannot say That's how I feel. I'm sorry, guys. That is literally how I feel, and you can agree to agree or to disagree. I'm perfectly fine with that. So make sure that you're down in the comments telling me how you guys really truly feel about this. Um, Now let's go on to the next man that is being sued at the moment by a former employee as well. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is being sued for $260 million by a gentleman named Derek Dixon. Which is ironic because the person who was suing Fat Joe is named Terrence Dixon. Who knew? But look, it has nothing to do with me, right? And nothing to do with you. So, look, is it a coincidence? Is it? You tell me. But Derek Dixon is suing Tyler Perry for $260 million, which I know he's not going to get. Like, he'll probably get $2 million or something like that. But hey, honey, if you're going to sue, aim high to the sky and let's see what happens. All right? Like, let's just see what happens. But he is alleging that basically he worked with Tyler Perry on a show called The Oval. I have watched The Oval. The Oval was entertaining. I think I watched it for like I think I only made it through the first season. It was so long. Once that little boy did what he did to his grandmother, not only the grandmother, but the maid too, I was like, I can't. I bow out. You got it. I bow out because it was too much. It was like, it was literally too much happening, and I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. I can't. It was too much. But the Oval was entertaining, so I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was entertaining. But apparently he worked with him, and he said that Tyler has came on to him on several different occasions. Even once where he was like, "Oh, allegedly Tyler told him, oh, I have this new weight, this little weight scale, but you got to get naked to get on it." So the guy went in there to try it. And I guess Tyler came in after that or something of that nature, and he was just like, like startled. Like, he was like, "Oh, you need to just relax and just let things basically happen and let the block your sexuality block like come down and just be free. You're missing the best years of your life." Like, okay. And of course, what is he claiming? What is he claiming, people? He's claiming coercion. Okay? Because he felt that he could not leave his job or say something out about it because he felt that he would be retaliated against and lose his job. I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more. Yeah. I'm just going to need just a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that this is not right. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not going to say that. Because a story did come out that alluded to Tyler Perry being involved in something with another former black actor. The actor never named Tyler Perry in it. So I'm not going to say the actor's name or anything like that because he never said it was this person. But based off the description and the details and the little nuggets he dropped, it came off as if it was Mr. Perry. And after that, we never heard anything else again about it. So I don't know. Do I think this could be another shakedown? Of course, $260 million for $260 million for what exactly? I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what was the $260 million for? Because from what I read, nothing actually took place. It was more so like a bunch of flirtation, a bunch of raunchy comments, and that was it. Which can make anyone feel uncomfortable. So I don't want anybody to say like, oh, I'm not taking it seriously, or oh, I'm not on the victim side or anything like that. It's just, I'm kind of like, I get it. I understand it. But why is this not a criminal case? You know, why are you not going through, I guess, don't actors have a union? Don't they have like a SAG-AFTRA thing that they can go through? Like, why is this becoming a criminal case? Because I feel like once you win the criminal, you automatically going to get the civil. Is it me? Am I thinking too much about this? All right. I'm just telling y'all how I feel. That's it. That's it. But another black man who is actually currently incarcerated, and I feel that he needs to be there because growing up, I've heard the rumors about him and underage females. I didn't really understand it as a younger person. I just knew I Believe I Can Fly. I love Ignition. I love Trapped in a Closet. I love what's the other song? Happy People. Like, you know, like I loved all those songs. So to me it was just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, no, I do care. But I was like, well, whatever happened because at that time, it was perceived as that, because this is what society does, right? They made the underage females the actual, like, targets. Like, you know what I mean? He became the victim. They didn't. It was, oh, but what were they doing? How were they acting? Like, you know, like, what, like, well, where were their parents? And da da da. It was never like, oh, that man is doing something criminal to young women. But that's how it's always been in the world. If you go all the way back down to history, think about it. How many grown men had young female concubines? Or I feel like not. I feel like maybe like in the last 100 years, the laws started to change for underage marriage and relationships, and I feel like it might have happened like in the late 50s. Of like, who can be with who can be with that person, because age does play a factor in a lot of things, and they're not able to consent. I feel like no underage woman. Oh, I forgot to mention the man's name, R. Kelly. Forgot to mention him. I forgot to say his name. I started on the whole story, didn't even say the man's name. Now that tells a lot. But he is basically at this time trying to fight the courts and trying to get released early or get the conviction overturned, because he feel like there is like a murder for hire type of situation going out with the officials at the actual facility he's at, allegedly. Like, and all of this is alleged, y'all. Everything on here is alleged. I do not know, but this is what is being released to the public about what had happened. Apparently he was poisoned. I don't know what that looked like. I don't know what it was. I don't know how he knew he was poisoned and it wasn't food poison. I have no idea. But this is what I will say. I've watched way too many prison movies or prison television shows that show how you're not safe in those environments. It's supposed to be a place of reform and to help people find out what is wrong, what is going on with them, how can we rectify this situation, how can we overcome this, so then when you are actually released, if you are released, you can be a better person in society. But all I see is fighting, people being stabbed, murdered, shanked, drugs. I've watched porn that has come from out of a prison. Out of a prison, I've watched someone have do in prison, and it's being released onto the internet. So it's not like it's a secret, because they're releasing it to the internet while they're still currently in prison. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But y'all let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below, because I'm just very, very torn on everything that is taking place. I'm kind of like, well, are black men going to be the target? Especially prominent black men, are they going to be the target of these different various RICO charges now moving forward? If you remember back in the day, minorities as a whole, when it came to drug paraphernalia, no matter the amount, no matter how little, no matter if it was a suspicion, no matter if they found it, if they felt that you had it and you did this with it, it was oh, you're going to jail for this and you're going to jail for that. And sometimes the sentence for drugs was way higher than a murder. Like what? What is actually taking place? How can we make this better? How can we do this? But follow me down below, down in the actual comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. We're going to have a lot of fun. Like I said, the video is going to take, the channel itself is going to take a drastic turn soon. But it's going to be an integration of other things. So I want to try to do a little things differently. And we're going to try to elevate. This is what we got to do, y'all. Elevation is key. You cannot be stagnant in life. I've learned that over the years, but especially with me being a tourist. I like to be in one place. I like what I like. I will do this every single day. I know now you cannot be like that anymore. You have to evolve. You have to change things. Your scenery has to change. Don't stay somewhere and live in the same place for 25 years. Don't do it. If that's not what you want to do, or if you're looking for more in life, go out and find it. All right? So thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Hot Topics with Jaden O'Neal. We're going to try to pump these out a lot sooner, a lot faster. But like I said, I was traveling last week. And it was just a lot happening and a lot going on. So things happen. But guess what? We're back. I took a little break, but I'm back, baby. And like Mariah said, don't call it a comeback. Bye, guys.